Hi, andarki namaste. Na peru Sanjana, tinma Chelli.
Hi, na peru Sahithi, tinuma Akka. We're two sisters. Anu memu Amerikalo untamu.
Welcome back to our channel, everyone. And if you're new to our channel, please make sure to like and subscribe, and me, family, and friends to go to share cheskondi.
Also, all of our videos have English subtitles, and those subtitles will be available within 24 hours of us posting our video. Alright, so in this video, we're going to tell you guys how to apply for college. And Amerikalo college katla apply jali, requirements endi, miru aim cheyali, dan tawata cost koda emuntundi and cheptamu.
Okay, so before we get into this video, Sahithi and I just wanted to share a small message with all of you guys. And ever since the pandemic hit, a lot of us have been changed drastically. So when life's drastic change and that is especially for the students. So main would understand because Sahithi and I are both students. So we know what you guys are going through. So we just decided that just because we're social distancing and taking online classes, that does not mean that we have to sacrifice our education and our educational quality.
Yeah, exactly. So, it doesn't mean that we have to not take classes that we want to take. And that's where Cuemath comes in. Cuemath is a team of professional tutors who help students from KG to 10th grade to improve their math skills. So, even kids in high school can improve their math skills. And this is through their online one-on-one sessions. The students are able to develop their mathematical skills like analytical and reasoning, which help them decode complex math problems.
And Cuemath is also funded by Google. So Google funds Sahithi, and they have helped reach over 25 million students, and that too only within the past 8 years. So while it's like continuous, they reach out to students and they understand and help each student personally. So in that teachers are able to adapt to the students' needs and use like visualization skills and our skills they're able to give online classes. So this makes math really fun and enjoyable for a lot of students.
Yes, exactly. So not only does Cuemath teach math, but they also have coding classes on 4 different types of coding. For example, level 1 is where the student can learn coding through gaming and apps.
And Cuemath is perfect, especially during these times, because they have really flexible schedules, and these schedules chala flexible gaunte. You can select the time that you're free and meeru a one-on-one tutoring experience game cheskogaltaju.
Yeah, so like Sanjana said, meeru anywhere in the world you can build a really close connection with your tutor and kante one-on-one classes kabatti. We can also have a flexible time. Manam pick cheskoni class na attend avvachu. So to improve your own skills at home through virtual learning, join Cuemath, and you could be one of the 100,000 plus students who are developing their skills right now.
And if you're interested in enrolling, check out the link in our description. So in the description we have a link and you can click on that for more information.
Yeah, so in description box lo link pettamu. Check it out, and they also have a free demo as well. So meera free demo cheyachu before you enroll.
So ee video lo kelle mundara we just want to share one more important thing, and adendante ee video mottamu it's based on our experiences and our understanding. So we just want to make that clear, and mem chesamani mi andartho share cheskuntunnamu.
Okay, so there's 2 main types of colleges in America. public colleges ఉంటాయి, and then private colleges ఉంటాయి. So public colleges are funded by us, the students, ఎందుకంటే మనం tuition pay చేస్తాం కాబట్టి. And then there's the government. So government కొంచెం money ఇచ్చిద్ది collegesకి. And then there's private schools. So private colleges ఏంటంటే they're funded by tuition. And then కొన్ని organizations and businesses వాళ్ళు collegeకి ఇస్తారు money. So that's like one of the main differences between the two colleges. And also in that public universities usually ఎక్కువ students ఉంటారు compared to private.
Yeah, so more students ఉంటారు public universities లో, and because of that class sizes కూడా కొంచెం ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి public schools లో, and in private schools, private colleges, the class sizes are a little bit smaller. So దీని వల్ల కూడా public colleges ఏంటంటే చాలా majors and చాలా varieties of programs offer చేస్తారు, and private schools are known for a couple of really good majors and అంత variety offer చేయరన్నమాట because they have less students and వాళ్ళు ఒక couple of programs పైన focus అవుతారు.
Exactly. So choosing a college మనకి ఎట్లా తెలిసిద్ది which one is the right one for me? ఎందుకంటే US లో especially there's so many colleges to choose from, చాలా ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి. సో మనకి ఎట్లా తెలిసిద్ది మనకి ఏది పర్ఫెక్ట్ అని? So that depends on a lot of factors. చాలా వాటిపైన డిపెండ్ అయ్యిద్ది, and one of the factors is deciding how much you are willing to spend on college. So ఎంత ఫండింగ్ ఉంది, మనం ఎంత పెట్టదలుచుకున్నాము towards the college tuition and expenses, దాన్ని బట్టి చాలా డిపెండ్ అయ్యిద్ది. So దాన్ని బట్టి we also have to narrow down our field. Not only do we have to choose how much we're willing to spend, కానీ మనము ఏ ఫీల్డ్ లోపలికి వెళ్దాం అనుకుంటున్నాం మన ఫ్యూచర్లో అని మనం డిసైడ్ చేసుకోవాలి. అండ్ ఆ ఫీల్డ్ పైనే మనము కాలేజెస్ని సర్చ్ చేసుకోవాలన్నమాట, బికాజ్ చాలా ఫీల్డ్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా. సో చాలా కాలేజెస్ ఒక్కొక్క ఫీల్డ్లో స్పెషాలిటీ ఉంటుంది. సో మనం ఆ కాలేజ్ని పిక్ చేసుకునేటప్పుడు వీ హ్యావ్ టు మేక్ ష్యూర్ దట్ ఇట్స్ గుడ్ ఇన్ అవర్ ఫీల్డ్. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీకు సైన్స్ నచ్చింది అనుకోండి, అండ్ 2 కాలేజెస్ నుంచి డిసైడ్ చేసుకుంటున్నారు, లాకి మంచిగా ఉన్న ఒక కాలేజ్ అండ్ దెన్ సైన్స్కి మంచిగా ఉన్న ఇంకొక కాలేజ్. సో మీరు సైన్స్ నచ్చింది కాబట్టి అట్లా అని లా స్కూల్ పిక్ చేసుకోలేరు కదా. యూ వాంట్ మేక్ ష్యూర్ యూ వాంట్ పిక్ విచ్ college is good in your field.
Yeah, so adi chala important, and you also want to choose a college based on your learning style. So meeru ela study chesukogaltaru, meeku ela information baga understand ayyedan, but go to college pick cheskondi. So if you like lectures, go for like a public university because chala lecture classes ala untayi, and if you like more personalized classes, private universities offer that a lot more.
Exactly. And also choosing an environment that you like. So a environment, a location goda patti manam choose cheskol college ni. Endukante meeku if you really like the beach దగ్గర ఉన్న కాలేజ్ పిక్ చేసుకోండి. మీకు స్నో నచ్చితే ఎక్కువ స్నో పడే చోట తీసుకోండి. సో యూ వాంట్ మేక్ ష్యూర్ దట్ యూ పిక్ ద లొకేషన్ ఆఫ్ ద కాలేజ్ as well.
Yeah, and ఇంకొకటి ఏంటంటే in high schools and everything, చాలా మంది college representatives వస్తారు and they give you information about their college and they give you a lot of information and they hold events in school. So మీరు ఇప్పుడు high school senior అయితే please make sure to check those out if they're offered in your school.
Yeah, also if you're a junior, ఎందుకంటే మీకు college is all about starting early. So మనము అప్లై చేసుకునేటప్పుడు కూడా you want to kind of start early, like junior year నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేసుకుంటే బాగుంటుంది. And also if you're not sure of which college might be good for you, me high school counselors and teachers, make sure to ask them, ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళు కూడా చాలా బాగా recommend and information చెప్పగలుగుతారు.
Yeah, and ఇంకొక main factor ఏంటంటే you have to try to choose colleges based on your academic grades, so GPA లేకపోతే మీ grades పైన, SAT scores, ACT scores and experiences. So మీరు వీటిని కూడా మైండ్లో ఉంచుకొని you want to pick colleges based on those.
Exactly. So మీరు ఆ కాలేజ్ వెబ్సైట్కి వెళ్తే a lot of colleges have the range of SATs and ACTs that they accept. సో వాళ్ళు చెప్తారనమాట ఏ రేంజ్ మేము యాక్సెప్ట్ చేస్తామని. సో యూ వాంట్ చెక్ దాట్ అవుట్. సో మీకు ఏమైనా డ్రీమ్ కాలేజ్ ఉంటే ఆ SAT స్కోర్ని మీరు టార్గెట్ చేయాలి. సో talking about SAT scores, how to apply for college, application process ఏంటి. So one of the main things is you want to make a list of colleges first. So first safety schools అని ఉంటాయి, and then there's possible schools, and then there's reach schools. So safety schools ఏంటంటే they're colleges that you are really confident that you'll get into. So నేను ఇంత ముందల అన్నట్టు range ఉంటుంది కదా SATsలో. If you're well above that range of SAT scores, then that's probably a safety school for you. Possible or maybe colleges are colleges that you may or may not get into. So మీరు accept అవ్వగలుగుతారు లేకపోతే అవ్వలేరు. Those are maybe schools. And then there's reach schools. Reach schools ఏంటంటే it's like a target school for us. So మీరు it's like a college that you have a lower chance of getting into, but that doesn't mean that you won't get into it. So మీరు ఆ colleges కూడా లిస్ట్ చేసుకోండి.
Yeah, and మీరు always mind లో ఉంచుకోండి that everyone's safety, reach and possible schools are different. So మీరు మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ లాగా లేకపోతే మీ peers లాగా same schools ఉండాలని ఉండదు, because everyone's grades and everyone's experiences are different. So ఇవన్నీ మనం ప్రాక్టీస్లో తీసుకొని we want to make a list of 5 to 10 colleges, and ఈ 5 to 10 collegesలో you want to make sure that 25% of them are safety schools, about 50% are reach schools, 50% are possible schools, and 25% are reach schools.
Yes, and మీరు ఆ లిస్ట్ narrow down చేసుకున్నప్పుడు first let's say you have 20 colleges, అది narrow down చేసుకునేటప్పుడు make sure that you visit the college. So కాలేజ్కి వెళ్ళి విజిట్ చేయండి, క్యాంపస్ ఎన్వైరన్మెంట్ అన్నీ మీరు వెళ్తే కానీ అర్థం అవ్వదు కాబట్టి make sure you go check it out so that you know if you like the environment or not. And also when you have the list of colleges that you want to apply to, మీరు చూడండి, make sure to see if they're applied in the common app or వాళ్ళకి separate application ఉందో చూసుకోండి. And also make sure you check the deadlines before applying and apply before the deadline. ఎందుకంటే deadline approach అయ్యేటప్పుడు ఇంకా stressed out అవుతాము, అందుకనే మీరు ముందల అన్ని ప్రిపేర్ చేసుకొని పెట్టుకోండి. And also 2 different types of applications ఉంటాయి అన్నాను కదా, 2 main types. So ఒకటేమో common application అని ఉంటుంది, and a lot of colleges use this. And it's nice because Akka application we can use for many different universities. And kapote ఏంటంటే a lot of colleges on top of the common app have other short essays that you need to write. So ఎందుకనే నేను ఇంత ముందల అన్నట్టు it's important to make sure that you know what the college is asking for.
Yeah, and like always Sahithi అన్నట్టు start early. So ముందలే start చేయండి, because మీకు తెలియకుండానే టైం వచ్చేసి తెలియకుండానే డెడ్ లైన్స్ వచ్చేస్తాయి. And if you start early you will be a lot less stressed, and అన్నీ మీరు చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా చాలా డీటెయిల్గా కంప్లీట్ చేయగలుగుతారు.
Exactly. So నేను Sanjana, we're still in college.
Yeah, we're studying computer science, both of us.
Yeah, so my major is computer science anamata. So నేను ముందల అన్నట్టు this is all on our experience and our understanding of the colleges and college application process. So speaking of that, ఏం qualities ఉండాలి కాలేజ్కి అప్లై చేసుకోవడానికి?
And మీరు కాలేజ్కి అప్లై చేసే ముందల I just want to say that చాలా మంది students they apply right after they're done with their junior year. So వాళ్ళ 3rd year అయిపోయినప్పుడు senior year లో ఉన్నప్పుడు high school లో 4th year they start applying for colleges. And ఏంటంటే మీరు మేలో హై స్కూల్ గ్రాడ్యుయేట్ అయ్యారు అనుకోండి, then you start going to school in the fall of that year. So చాలా మంది they continue school without taking a gap year.
Yeah, so Sanjana అన్నట్టు a lot of students start like well before, like వాళ్ళు junior year లోనే decide చేసుకుంటారు వాళ్ళ ఏమేం చేయాలనుకొని, and that's when you try to decide your application qualities. మీ resume build చేసుకోవడానికి high school నుంచే start చేసుకుంటారు. And so what are the application qualities? This is probably the most important step. ఎందుకంటే మీ SAT scores కన్నా important ఏంటంటే your personality. You want to make sure that you're your true self. మీ పర్సనాలిటీని మీ అప్లికేషన్లో షైన్ చేయాలి. And you want to be as strong and as unique as possible. చాలా మంది స్టూడెంట్స్ అప్లై చేస్తూ ఉంటారు కాలేజెస్కి every year. So you want to make sure that you stand out between or amongst your peers.
Yeah, and మీరు ఈ వీడియో చూస్తున్నట్టయితే and if you are in high school, so మీరు extracurricular activities చేయండి. For example, like volunteering or clubs. Like మీరు ఏం passionate లో ఉన్నారో అది చేయండి high school లో. And that's really good for your college resumes and for your college applications.
Yes. And also have a family member or a friend check or complete your complete kaadu, just check cheyamanandi to make sure that you have all of your things correctly done. And unkokti endante have a strong SAT score. And SAT score just magic em kaadu. Anyone can achieve it. All you have to be willing to do is study and taking practice exams. So I don't do చేసుకుంటే you can get the SAT score that you want. And main middaram vaadina SAT books, we're gonna link it down in the description box below. I don't do it. We found it very helpful. So meeku kaalanukunte check those links out and you could be prepared for the SAT.
Yeah, and ఏంటంటే మీరు application రాసేటప్పుడు make sure that you have a strong essay or essays. So common app లో ఏంటంటే మామూలుగా they have one major essay that you have to write with like chala questions ఉంటాయి, but you choose one question and ఆ prompt పైన you write a really good essay. So ఈ essay మీరు చాలా strong గా పెట్టుకోవాలి because this is where the college administration really gets to know who you are. So adi chala strong ga cheskondi and also have a strong resume. So chala mandi students they really don't apply with a resume, and meeku resume unte that's just an extra layer that you can add to your college application. So make sure you have a resume as well.
Yeah, and on top of all of this, iyanni obviously just it's like an extra, right? Sandwich line, the most important part is the bread. So our bread ఏంటంటే good grades. మీరు ఆ బ్రెడ్ లేకుండా మధ్యలో ఈ ఫీలింగ్స్ ఈ extracurricular activities పెట్టినా ఉపయోగం ఉండదు. You want to make sure that you have good grades in high school so that you can, because that's another really important way to show the college that you care about learning and about studying. So ఇంకొకటి ఏంటంటే మనము పర్సనల్గా డిసైడ్ చేసుకునేది to decide which college we want to get into is the cost. So ఇది కూడా చాలా important కదా. And cost varies depending on a lot of things. Like చాలా things పైన depend అయ్యింది. First ఏంటంటే is your college a public or private college? And public college అయితే ఏం స్టేట్లో ఉంటారు మీరు, స్టేట్ని బట్టి కూడా public college tuitions vary అవుతాయి. And also మీకు scholarship వచ్చిందా లేదా, scholarship వస్తే obviously it's a little bit less expensive. And also what type of dorm you live in. Collegesలో చాలా types of dorms ఉంటాయి, దాంట్లో మనం ఏది పిక్ చేసుకుంటే దాన్ని బట్టి కాస్ట్ వేరీ అయింది. And also food plans. So food plans కూడా ఉంటాయి కాలేజ్లో, మనం ఏం పిక్ చేసుకున్నాము దాన్ని బట్టి కూడా వేరీ అయింది అనమాట. So keeping all of this in mind, we just want to give you guys a rough estimate. Idi chala rough estimate. Don't take it for granted, but keeping just like some of these things in mind, it can vary. Undergrad cost can vary from $20,000 to $70,000 a year. So prati year 20 nunchi 17 nunchi vary avvachu. It obviously depends on a lot of things, but me under kosam just koncham idea kosam cheptunnam ante.
Yeah, so like e-cost it can vary from 20 to 70 grand like Sahithi said, and ad mottamu chala factors pine depend ayyidi. So please make sure that మీరు కాలేజ్కి అప్లై చేసేటప్పుడు take in all of the possible factors into account before like selecting a college.
Yes, and main చెప్పే cost it doesn't mean మీరు అప్లై చేసుకోవాలనుకోండి, it doesn't mean that this is the cost for the college that you want. So మీరు always ఏం కాలేజ్ కావాలంటే ఆ కాలేజ్ వెబ్సైట్లోకి వెళ్తే they have the tuition cost right there. So per year ఎంత ఉంటుందని వాళ్ళు చెప్తారు.
Okay, so Manipur College gurinchi maatladamo, and what do you do after college? So common ga students college tarvata aim chastaru while 4 years undergrad tarvata, and that is most people either go work, so while work lo kartar direct ka, and they start working in the field that they want, doing what they like.
Yeah, and also work kapote you can do your masters. So masters kenante manam same college, so meer undergrad complete chesin same college lo masters cheyochu, or you can go to a different college, but regardless you still need to apply and go through the application process. So yeah, this is a little like fast video on how to just to get an understanding of the college education in America.
Yeah, and we hope that whatever we told you helps you with your application if you are applying.